What if I told you that you don't need a big team, you don't need tons of capital, and you don't need endless hours to start and run a profitable business? We've been programmed to believe that traditional models of business mean that we're going to have more meetings, more stress, and more headache as we start to scale. What if I told you that that's the biggest lie in entrepreneurship, and we're going to challenge that today? We've been sold this myth that in order to make huge money, you need an army of people, and they need to be working around the clock. This business model leads to burnout, frustration, and underperformance in your staff. See, the traditional model is broken because people are trying to hire more people to do more and more, but it's a race to nowhere. Hiring more people might double your revenue, but it's going to cut into your bottom line because now you have more mouths to feed. And you know what the real cost of hiring people on a salary is? You're paying for time, not the result. That means your employees have no incentive to work harder because they get paid by the hour. And what you end up doing as a business owner is managing the people in your business, not even the business itself. But the key here is that your success isn't going to come from a large team. It's from building a lean, efficient, one-person business, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. With this business model, you have automation, you create digital products, and you have systems that scale up without complexity. Even the great Leonardo da Vinci recognized that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It's easy for things to get chaotic and complex. The true beauty and mastery is in the simplicity, in stripping everything away and keeping the core business as lean as possible, and ultimately keeping your profits as high as possible. This isn't just a theory, this is something that more and more people are doing with better systems and AI to help us to build that automation. Instead of growing bigger, you're focusing on growing smarter. So let's start with the first question. Why start a one-person business? We've already covered it, but the first point is that you don't need a big team to make big money. With this business model, the fewer people you manage, the more efficient you can be in your business. The benefits of a one-person business are that you have complete control over your time, your income, and your environment. You have no employees, which means no politics, no dramas, or wasted time in meetings. It's also totally scalable without trading time for money. The difference from traditional models is that you have digital leverage. That means you can focus on creating digital products, building services, building systems, or offering services that work even when you're not working. It's these digital products that allow your business to grow even while you sleep, and you keep all the profits because you don't have a big team. The goal isn't to work more, it's to work smarter, as Tim Ferriss says. That means you can work wherever you want, whenever you want, and better yet, you're going to make more money without working more hours. And when you compare it to the traditional business model, the only way you can scale is by adding more employees, which leads to higher expenses and more stress. The one-person business simply scales through automation and systems. And that's how it's possible to make 10, 20, 50K plus per month with just a few systems in place. Now that we've covered why you should start a one-person business, I've got 5 steps to guide you through exactly how we're going to do it. Step 1 is to identify a problem that you can solve. The foundation of any business is solving problems for people. This is where you ask yourself what challenges you've overcome and how did you go about solving that problem so you can replicate that for someone else. And remember that the bigger and more painful the problem is, the more willing people are to pay for you to solve it for them. So let's say you had a really bad problem with procrastination, but you found a way to get around it by building a calendar and systems to make sure that you're always doing something productive. That will be helpful for someone who was in your position, and you can guide them through how you solved it. Think about weight loss or learning a language. There's so many skills or things you can help build that you can really help people with anything. I really enjoy playing Super Smash Brothers, and there's actual coaches who can train you to play better. That's how niche you can get with this. Step 2 is to build the minimum viable offer. This is where I need to tell you that you're not aiming for perfection. You just start by building the simplest version of the product that you have in mind, and you keep reiterating to make it better and better as you go. The beauty of the MVO is that it allows you to get to market quickly, to test, to get feedback, and then make changes and go again. LinkedIn's founder Reef Hoffman says, if you're not embarrassed by the very first version of your product, you've launched too late. So start small, test it with a small group of people, get feedback, make improvements, don't be afraid to reiterate because that's what's going to happen. The main key, and where I see people get stuck time and time again, is just in getting started. There's too much analysis paralysis in the world. I want to help you to take the next step and just get things moving. By the way, if you like this video so far, make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep building your digital empire online. Step 3 is to focus on leverage. The reason why a one-person business can scale so high is because of digital leverage. The key here is to create a product that you can sell repeatedly without having to trade your time for money. These are things like online courses, ebooks, templates, so you can sell a course, sell it 1,000 times without having to recreate it every time. You could also create a template that helps people to work faster, write an ebook that helps people to understand something, create a subscription that continues to deliver value without you having to be there to manage every single thing. That's how you scale a one-person business. The focus here is to build systems that work for you even when you're not working. There's so many tools that make it easier than ever to run a one-person business. Things like Shopify, School, Kajabi, Gumroad, they all allow you to sell your products, manage payments, and deliver your product or services automatically. That means you get to create more value while your systems help handle the logistics. The more you can automate, the more you can scale your business without adding any further complexities. Step 4 is getting attention from the right people. Now that you've got a product, you need to find the people who are going to buy your product. You don't need to go viral, you just need to find a system that can find those people consistently. The biggest mistake I see people make here is follow metrics like views or followers. That's not where a sustainable business comes from. It's focusing on creating valuable content that speaks to your target audience directly and helps them with their problem. Whether you choose YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you start sharing content that helps your ideal customer. That might be in the form of guides, how-tos, tutorials, or even sharing your personal journey. The goal here is to establish yourself as the authority in that space and build trust in your audience. It's also a really good idea to capture email addresses. So with these social media platforms, these are all rented audiences. They're not our own. If there's an algorithm change overnight, you could lose your audience, you could lose your profile, and that's why you capture their email address, because that's the one thing that can't be taken away from you. In order to get those email addresses, you can offer a free guide, checklists, templates, or even exclusive content that you can email directly. Build that list because overall that's going to be your most valuable asset. Step 5, this is the fun part. This is where we build a community. Business isn't just about selling products. It's about building a community around your business. When people feel like they're part of something bigger, they're more likely to stay engaged with you, trust you, and even buy from you again. It's as simple as creating a school group or Discord, a Slack channel, even a dedicated section on your website where people can interact with you or each other. And it's not just about selling here. It's about helping your audience to go through the same transformation that you did. In my own journey, I've seen that building community is more rewarding than the business itself. It turns the grind into a game where everyone wins. And remember, building a community is a long-term strategy. It's not just about making quick bucks. It's about creating a loyal group of people who want to support you because you also support them. Now that you understand the power of a one-person business, it should be clear that you don't need a massive team, you don't need an overflowing calendar, or a never-ending hustle to build a successful business. The key is to focus on efficiency, leverage, and solving people's real problems. By building systems, digital products, and automations, you free yourself from the trap of trading time for money. As Naval Ravikant says, if you're not building leverage, you're just working a job with no security. This model doesn't just give you financial freedom, it actually gives you freedom, time freedom. It gives you the ability to scale without the stress of a whole bunch of people behind you. It will grow with you and fit the life that you truly want. Imagine waking up and knowing your business is running even when you're asleep. Picture being able to work on projects that you care about while still enjoying a successful and profitable business. It's not just a dream, it's the reality that countless entrepreneurs have already embraced, and you can too. If you take anything away from this video, remember that you don't have to follow the traditional path. You can create a lean, scalable business on your own terms, one that provides the income and lifestyle that you've been striving for. Like and subscribe, I'll have another video for you next week. Cheers.